Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I'm going to be cooking up a 5.8 pound standing rib roast prime rib on the Lone Star Grill's pellet cooker, and I'm throwing in a little bit of a twist. Let's get going. And here is that prime rib, again 5.8 pounds. This is a 2-bone rib roast, so basically the rule of thumb is 1 bone for 2 people. Me personally, I like them really thick, but this will feed my family of 3 very easily. And so the twist, what I'm going to do is, and I had 2 ideas regarding this video, but this is the one I'm sticking with. I am going to actually use buttermilk as a binder. I really love what buttermilk does with chicken, and I know, you're usually marinating the chicken in the buttermilk, and it also tenderizes. But it provides this really kind of a cool, tangy flavor that I like, and I'm curious of how it's going to work as a binder on a piece of beef. And I know that in Argentina, there's a dish that they use milk with, so I know it's not uncommon, and I've seen people use mayo as binder before. So, without any further ado, I'm going to coat this prime rib roast with buttermilk. This is a beauty though. And I have to tell you, since the last time I bought a prime rib, I suffered a little sticker shock on this one. Beef is not cheap right now at all. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The thing I like about this buttermilk right now, doing this, is the consistency. It's going on very easily, and it seems to be coating very evenly. And I can smell it, that kind of fermented tang. I'm using 2 rubs on this. I'm going to start out with a little Cosmo Q's cow cover. Then I'm going to finish it off with, this is a prime rib rub I bought. It's made by Kinder's. Cosmo is a personal friend of mine, and a very, very, very cool guy. One of the funniest people I've ever had the privilege of hanging out with. I'm not really worried about cutting the ribs. Like I said, with the cow cover, I'm going fairly light. So I think that's a nice base. It'll give you a nice surprise as you're eating this. And whereas this prime rib seasoning here is more of a traditional spices. I can tell you this though. You should have bigger holes on this particular bottle. The size of the herbs and everything in here. Buttermilk did a good job as far as binding the seasoning, I'll tell you that. Alright, so I'm going to allow this to set a bit while the pit comes up to temperature. Again, we're using a Lone Star Grill's pellet cooker. I'm going to be running it at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will be using a 50% blend of pellets and wood chips. I'm going to advise you not to do this unless you have the Lone Star Grill's pellet cooker. It's been proven that it runs this mixture with no issues at all. If you decide to try it on your own, on a different type of, different brand, then that's on you. But anyway, I've had a lot of success with it on the LSG. So I'll see you at the pit as soon as this is all kind of sweated through the rub and the pit's all preheated. The pit's all preheated, and one thing I'm noticing is that this analog gauge is running very, very consistent with my fireboard, so that's cool. Let's get this open here. So for this cook, I did remove the upper shelf. Go ahead and place this in just the dead center of the pit here. We'll be running a thermometer. So at this point, it's easy stuff. I'm just going to monitor the temperature. I'll be pulling this at 125 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to ramp up the heat in the pit to finish the meat. But we like our beef medium rare, and that's what I'm shooting for. I'll keep you guys posted on the progress as it, cooks along, I guess. We just hit that 2-hour mark, and I want to point out, I always like doing this. Continuous smoke, and it's very clean, that nice, clear blue smoke. This thing's awesome. So the meat's at 88 degrees. I wanted to give you a look at what it's looking like. Getting a really, really beautiful, beautiful kind of a mahogany color right now. And it smells unbelievable. It's a nice crust. So we're just monitoring. I think I said it's 88 degrees internal right now. Again, I'm going for 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just going to continue monitoring it, and I'm going to be pulling it at 125. We are now at 3 hours, 10 minutes. I just hit that 125, and I'm looking at it. I'm kind of having a change of heart here. Let me show you. Just look at that beautiful, beautiful crust, that beautiful color. And this is set. This is just, in my opinion, a perfect crust. So initially when I was kind of plotting out this cook, I was going to cook to 125 degrees, pull it while it was resting. I was going to ramp the heat up significantly in the pit here to like around 500 or 600 degrees, and then pop it in there for 5 minutes or so just to kind of crust it up a little bit more. I don't think it needs it. I'm happy. I'm going to pull it at 125. The carryover is going to bring the temperature up a little bit, and it's going to be right where my wife and I both, and my son actually, like our doneness, where it's going to be that nice medium rare, maybe even slightly towards the rare side. So I'm pulling it now, allowing it to rest, and then give you guys a slice. It's all rested up. I let it rest about 30 minutes or so. And look at that, just that beautiful, beautiful color. This crust on here, this kind of herby crust. This is going to be good. First thing I'm going to do, now at the butcher shop, they went ahead and cut the ribs, then trussed it. And you don't have to do that, but you know what? I like doing that or having it done. It just saves you a lot of time. Because the first thing I'm going to do is, when I'm going to slice up a rib roast, is remove those ribs anyway. And you have kind of a separate, kind of a pitmaster privilege type of snack to set aside. In my case, my son, he's the beef rib maniac. So usually give him a couple of those bones. Let's see here. And they never cut it, completely through. There's always, you have to kind of finish the job. All right. I don't know if you can hear that hawk squealing. All right, let's check this out. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm looking for right there. Beautiful, beautiful medium rare. I don't know if it's mating season. I hope you guys can hear that hawk, or if they're being attacked by crows. Sometimes crows will chase after those hawks. This is gorgeous. And here we are, ready to try out. This is awesome. I haven't had lunch yet. You can see here. A little bit of that cap, that spinalis. See that beautiful crust. Gorgeous medium rare, juicy as all get out. Mmm. So rich. The big question is, did that buttermilk help any? Gosh, look at that. So perfect. Try one of these end pieces. Get more of the buttermilk on this piece here. I can't say, it's so rich. And I don't know, the way to do it would be to cook 2 rib roast at the same time, like maybe even from the same roast, and do one with and one without. I do know that I really liked the way it went on, and I really liked, again, the way that rub adhered to that buttermilk. I mean, there's definite, like, a richness. Again, you know, the rub's also very pronounced as far as on the crust. I mean, there's 2 different rubs on it, and both of them are really good. I'm going to end the controversy on my head by saying that I like using the buttermilk, and I'll do it again. And I think I do need to do 2 separate pieces just to see if there is a difference. But I can tell you, I mean, this was a good cut of prime rib. I mean, again, it was prime. Did I mention earlier that it was ridiculously expensive? But this is, I mean, wow. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna eat this. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, ringing that bell, thumbing it up if you like it, and keep the suggestions coming in. I'll have plenty more cooks going on the old pellet cooker here. Again, I did use a blend of 50-50 chips and pellets, and I have a couple of videos where I did really getting into the into doing that. See you in the next video. Cheers.